All right, folks. So I think this is on. And today, I desperately need folks to make sure that they can hear and see and all the things because last week that stuff didn't work the way it was supposed to. If I'm distracted this morning, it's because my lovely daughter is here with me in my studio. I'm excited to have her, but she is hanging out over there. Sue says that you can see and hear, which is awesome. Scheduling, doesn't always work out. And so this week did not work out the way that it was supposed to, did it, honey? No. But here we are, and she is happily over there, occupied, and maybe I will let her come and say hi later on. So if I am distracted though, just be forewarned. My daughter is here and she's hanging out. I am going over to the chat and I want to say hey to the folks that are here. I see Keith and John and Sonia and Adrian. Thanks for getting here early. Thanks for opening up the live stream. And I see Dee, and it's great to see everybody. Today, I mostly want to do some accountability stuff and just check-ins with people. She's like laughing at me. She's like, Mom is talking to nobody. Mom is talking to a camera, and it's very strange for people on the outside of this to watch somebody live stream, basically to themselves. There is Luz. What is going on? People, what I desperately need today is some motivation, and motivation for me comes from hearing how your week went and what you were able to accomplish. Pete says, finally a change of t-shirt from WP Eagle. Look, I am totally happy to wear merch, and this is my Ezoic Customer Week shirt. And I have to tell you that the one thing they did right was sending like a really comfortable shirt. Like I wear this shirt all the time now. I like to sleep in this shirt because it's a good shirt. So I'm wearing it because it feels good. So there. And you know what? I have another WP Eagle shirt coming in the mail, and it should be here imminently or in 6 weeks, because we never know how long it will take to actually arrive. But I'm super excited about it. I cannot wait to wear it. I see Sonia says, ooh, accountability. Ooh, let's get it. Let's get it. Let's see what everybody got done this week so that I can share mine, which is more like a confession, I should say. Sonia says, I have been slacking on getting articles. Ooh, but it's because my country started allowing us to travel if we're fully vaccinated. So I've been traveling. Well, like you in the balance, you just got to do you do you. But at the same time, the work that we put in now will the reward comes later. So it's for me, it's trying to find a balance between doing the things I want to do offline and the things that I really want to do online. Keith says, I think you'll have to let your daughter see the live chat comments in case she thinks mom is going crazy talking to the computer. Luckily, she cannot read. And because sometimes things get strange over there. We're actually working on learning to read right now. So that safety net of her not being able to read the comments is only going to last about another 6 months. Hey, Jana, what's going on? Sonia says, how do you find that balance? And I say, it's trial and error. It really is trial and error. I try on a regular basis, at least monthly, which is part of the reason I do the MEGA group, is to set a goal and then try to figure out a way to get there. And then looking back at the month and say, how did that go? Did I accomplish what I wanted to? And how do I feel about the rest of my life? And if I don't feel good about everything, or at least some like medium satisfied, then have to make changes. Dee says, feeling guilty this week. I've been writing for other people, so I've done nothing on my sites. Well, here's the thing. Some months are not going to be good months, but in the end, what we need to do is just progress overall. Like this is a marathon. It's not what, if I have a great month like October that I won the internet, it's like, okay, let me look at my progress over the last year, over the last 2 years, and have I made progress? Am I moving the ball forward? I mean, all the metaphors, all of the analogies, right? Like having a bad month, not the end of the world, and it's going to happen. What we do is just refocus and say, okay, what will I get done next month? And I also really, really think it's important for people to take breaks and to be kind to themselves. And it's just, you can't just be kind, right? You still have to get stuff done. over time. But if you had a rough week, like I'm working on being kind to myself right now because I did not expect to have the schedule this week that I am currently having. That's okay. I will come back and have a great week next week or next month or something. I'll figure it out. Oh man. I see Graham in the chat. What's going on? I see Jazzy in the chat. What is going on? Thanks for dropping in. Do me a favor of smashing the thumbs up button because it makes my heart feel fuzzy. I don't honestly think it does anything for YouTube or anything else. Pete says, first time a mom said of a daughter, luckily she cannot read. Girl power. Hey, you guys are the ones in the chat. That's all I'm saying. I'm just saying. Sonia says, well, I see my earnings and page views slowly increasing, so at least that is encouraging. It's also motivating, right? Like you see that progress, you see the work that you did turning into something. And for me, it makes it much easier to come back and do more work. Keith says, I wanted to get some content ordered before this live stream. I did, and now I'm feeling a little less guilty. Hey, accountability levers. Like you pull whatever you need to make things happen. And if you use this stream as your lever, meaning getting things done before you get here to admit to everyone that you did or did not get stuff done, then that's totally fine with me. Did I say, I think I said hi to Graham. If I didn't say hi, I'm going to say again, what's going on? How was your week? Did you get the stuff done that you wanted to? Keith says, let's talk about the Google update that's currently underway. Anyone affected? I'm seeing a nice increase in one of my sites. My others are level. That is a great question. I'm going to put that out to the chat, folks. Have you noticed any changes? I'm actually going to open up Google Analytics myself. What I noticed yesterday and the day before was that traffic seemed down from Sunday, but for me, Sunday is normally a big day anyway, so I have to look at it over time. So I'm just going to open up Google Analytics and see what things look like. And for me, I am not seeing, as far as normal Mondays, like for the Mega site, it looks like a normal Monday, normal Tuesday. So I'm not seeing a bump up on the Mega site. I'm going to check a couple other sites really quick while people hopefully in the chat chime in for how things went for them. John says that he's having a better day today than yesterday. I published 4 articles so far today with 2 to 3 to go. So as far as getting things done, John is getting stuff done. I'm looking at my 2019 case study. It looks flat. So I'm not seeing major changes one way or another. Is anybody else? Corey says, and hey, Corey, how's it going? I feel like this is the first time we've seen you in the chat. Corey says, small increase from Google, but still unusual trend I've been experiencing. So I definitely heard some chatter on Monday and Tuesday about traffic being down, but it's hard to know if this is an update or if it has to do with, seasonality, with it being October and things being different. Yeah, you good over there? You good? Okay, Nora says she's good. Jazzy says, where did you get that shirt, Amelia? And I got this shirt for participating in Ezoic's Customer Week. That's one of the many benefits of having a small YouTube channel is sometimes companies send you free stuff. So I'm just going to say out there, if you are a company that has awesome, comfortable shirts, please send them to me because I will wear them in the stream and like happily wear them in the stream. John says things look normal as far as traffic. Jana says traffic increased a bit. Let's see what else. Graham says, I'm getting lots of articles up, just recycling existing content with targeted keywords for my newly discovered keyword cluster. Feels like cheating. Let's see. Finding ways to make things easier, especially when it comes to websites, is not cheating. That's winning. And that should be a shirt that says, that's winning. I can wear them at the affiliate expo. John says, for real. That's also something I'm going to put on a shirt. It just says, for real. Carl says, hey, y'all, got to go pick up the wife from work, so can't stop. P.S. Pasta for tea. Hey, our stream is now complete. Carl popped in and let us know that what he is making for tea. Also, just a pitch for Carl's Affiliate Expo. A couple weeks ago, people were asking me about how I felt about going, and I felt anxiety, right? I felt Fear, I just felt a lot of nerves, and Carl and his team have done a lot to make me feel better. So I'm getting more excited about going to the affiliate, like personally appearing myself, assuming that the UK is. Oh wow, squirrel. That's not a squirrel. There's like a gigantic rainbow. I don't know if you guys can see it, but there is a rainbow out there. Can you see it? There's a rainbow. Do you see it, Nora? Anyway, sorry, that was totally squirrel. I had a squirrel moment. Sorry. Oh yes. Well, the affiliate expo. I kind of want to know who has tickets to that, because I want to know who is going to be there and who am I going to actually see. So for those of you who are catching this either live or on the replay, if you're planning on being there, please let me know so that I can look forward to seeing you and also have an incentive, assuming, like I said, that there's not some new version of COVID that hammers the UK between now and then. I saw some news articles today talking about new concerns about COVID in the UK. So this segment of the stream just went like I don't know what just happened. What am I talking about? No idea. There's Alexander. What's going on? It's just like squirrel, like completely and totally sideways just now. Woo. I just to follow on Keith's comments about traffic being down. I have noticed myself that while traffic is, for me, is actually quite flat when it was previously going up, RPMs are finally bouncing up a couple of dollars. So even though traffic, does that for me? Yeah. All right. While traffic is not doing anything exciting for me, RPMs are up from about $10 or $11 to like $14 to $16. So I'm at least feeling excited about that. It looks like folks in the chat said that they were able to see the rainbow, which makes me laugh a little bit. Keith says, would you wear a Minted Empire t-shirt? LOL, I don't have any. And the answer is, oh yes. In fact, what I think your Minted Empire t-shirt should have is just a picture of your face. Wouldn't that be funny if you had like a Keith face and I could just wear it right here in the stream? And then we just don't talk about it. We do not acknowledge the Keith face in the stream. And then people catching this on the replay like a year from now will be completely like flabbergasted. Like, why is this man's face in the stream? Just like right there. I think it's quite funny. Jazzy says winning reminds me of Charlie Sheen's breakdown. Keith says Wednesdays are not Wednesdays unless we know what Carl is cooking for tea. D says you just need to out a lurking Adam and all the main points of the stream has been covered. Yes, so this is my shout out to Adam from Niche Website Builders. If he is happening to lurk on the stream and catch us on the replay, Adam, hello, and we know you are there. So leave a comment. That would be the best. Keith says, nice rainbow. And then wait until you see my Halloween costume for your stream. You will not believe it. Honest, I cannot believe they sold it on Amazon. Well, this is another plug for the Halloween extravaganza live stream that is actually going to be happening next Wednesday. And by the way, did I see somebody say something about a thumbnail? Because if anybody feels like during the stream live creating a thumbnail so I can set up the stream for next week, it would entertain me and make me laugh. The guests so far that have agreed to tentatively attend are, of course, me, because it's my stream. And then Niche Safari Chris has planned to be there, and Fix has planned to be here, and Morton, Passive Income Geek, is also going to come, and Alex, WP Eagle. So far, those are the attendees, and everybody has promised to wear a costume. And so if you happen to run across any of these gentlemen in the next week, harass them about what their costume will be. I do not have a costume yet. I have the cat and the bunny. Nora, will you turn that down just a little bit, honey? And it's like, sorry, like distracted from this, that, or whatever. Thank you, dear. That's perfect. So I could wear the cat or the bunny, but I think it would be fun to wear something new and different, especially if Carl is announcing that he's got the best costume ever already. So I'm excited to see what that's going to be. Jana says, I'm waiting for the Halloween costume too. Let's see. Keith says we need a shot of me actually holding a squirrel. An actual squirrel would mean I would probably be getting bitten and dying soon of rabies. Carl says lots of tickets sold. So plenty of people will be there. People from Dubai, India, USA, all over the world. I still would like to know who they are so I can like make a list of people that I would like to actually shake hands with, right? It's like I see all these people here on the stream and the chat all the time, and it would just be so great to say hi to everybody who is normally on the stream that just happens to be there. I just would hate to miss people. I don't plan on having like my own, after party event. I hear that I think Morton is having one, and I got invited to go over there and hang out with them, which will be cool and fun because I haven't actually ever met Morton in person, though we talk online fairly regularly, and I just think it will be really fun. I'm excited about it. I'm less anxious than I was, I should say. There's Niche Safari, Chris. Chris, we already blamed you for everything already. So it's a good thing that you got here 15 minutes late because all the blaming has been done. Dee says to Keith, I'll leave you in charge of props. Sonia says that got to go, flight to catch in the morning. And I say, lucky you. And then I want to know where you are going. Like, where are you going? What is cool about where you're going and why? And I just like to know where people are traveling. This morning while I was getting ready for the stream, I actually had a chance to check in on an income report. I saw below average bloggers income report for September. That's Mike East. Mike apparently has been off the radar for a while, and he's been living the laptop lifestyle, getting to do some traveling with his family, which is awesome. But one of the things I noticed in his stream was that he had a bunch of new sites that he had started this year, and he disclosed, I think, all the niches for them, which was interesting. So there was dogs and then wine and then beekeeping and so it's going to be really interesting to follow his income reports to see how these niches how they do, right? I understand why people don't disclose URLs and niches, and I definitely don't because of what can happen because of it, but it's cool to see him what he's going to be working on and how that will play out over time. Like, can you start a handful of sites in 1 year and then see how it plays out? The reason I'm looking at this is, yes, last week I bumped the microphone on accident and then everything went just broke. So I'm afraid to touch the microphone at all. Let's see. Carl says, of course, Ireland will be represented. I hear the King of Ireland is coming. Graham says, regarding traffic, my weekend was 20% busier than usual, and same for Monday and Tuesday. Well, that is positive and good, and I'm happy for you. Syed says, hey, I have a 3-month-old site, 125 posts, and I say, well done. Getting 10 to 15 impressions a day. Should I focus on improving existing content interlinking or continue posting more? Continue to post more. 100%. A 3-month-old site is still in the ramp up phase. Assuming this is built on a brand new domain, I would not let anything distract you from creating more content for now. There's always time to go back and to do links or improving content. For now, I think just getting as much content up there as possible is the most important thing you could do. Don't let anything distract you. Don't let the stream distract you. And if you are in the chat right now working, please give me like a hands up or like just drop the word working in the chat so I know that you're there and that you are getting stuff done. And maybe other people will get stuff done too, or take a walk while they're listening to the stream or something. Dee says, still waiting on more drawing board. You both teased us with that gold and then mic drop. Well, 2021 has been the year of trying to focus and learning what that word looks like. And Chris and I have, I can't speak for Chris, but I can speak for myself in saying that we've definitely tried to just hone really in on websites as a thing, as a strategy, as a my daughter's over there in the corner like good job, mom. It's very strange streaming with someone else in the room. Anyway, like the theme, I was just talking about focusing, and then I'm like squirrel, like distracted. The rainbow is still going out there in the corner. This is all over the place today. The drawing board will happen when it happens, and then when it drops, you'll be like, wow, this is awesome. I just don't know when it's going to happen. Graham says EPMB is also up, but I think that might be due to the changes I made on Sunday. You say, okay, well, I wish that we could do tests and have them be objective. Sometimes it's really hard to know. You make a change and then it just happens to be on a good RPM day and you have no idea whether or not the thing that you did actually had any positive impact. That's our business. John says, how did you go about finding your keywords? Yep, great question. I love hearing about other people's keyword strategies. Pete says, wearing your onesie on stage would be funny, giving a presentation. So the thing about the onesie, and I worry about this on stage, is that they are very warm, right? So I already sweat, right? Like I already, when I'm anxious or when I'm amped up or ready to basically like present as like the fight or flight mode, like the adrenaline, then I would just be dying of heat stroke. I actually thought about this, but they're really warm. So I'm not sure. I might just have to wear one like to the expo part, like while walking around versus wearing it on stage, just because I would not want to die of like faint because I was too hot. Graham says, nice work. Yes, I think getting 125 posts in 3 months is nice work. Whether they were written or outsourced, it's still like really good progress for 3 months. He says internal linking is a good idea earlier on. You will get more page views with fewer visits. 3 months is still very new. I only started getting traffic in month 7 or 8. Yep, very common. Carl says, I can't list people's names for data protection. Yeah, Carl, I know. I was hoping that people who were, I definitely don't want you to violate any confidences whatsoever. It says, my connection is unstable. Please try to wait. Please wait while we are reconnecting. I don't know. Am I still here? Did I buffer? I want to know how it's going. Let's see. Said says he used Ahrefs and Keyword Chef and Google to find low competition keywords, some of them between 0 to 20 volume. Yeah, I focus a lot on low volume keywords or no volume keywords as well. John says I would just keep working and let Google do its thing. John says I am starting 2 to 4 new sites a day, I mean a year. Yeah, my goal is to try to start 2 sites a year, and I just don't know quite how that's going to work out yet. Kieran says, hello. I say, Kieran, it's great to see you. What's going on? Keith says he's working. Which is awesome. Chris says he's working. Yes, Sue is making a thumbnail, which is amazing because and the thumbnail I used for last year was purposefully terrible and awful and not professional at all. So like the sillier, the better is what I would say. And I speak for all of the attendees. I hope that they do not mind if we plan on having fun, right? If we plan on being silly more than anything else and just enjoying the community and the people, like a celebration. That's my goal. Chris says, sorry about the caps. Well, I would hate to set off a flame war. Recently, by the way, I don't know if you guys noticed in the stream in the comments, there were some folks that had I would say a spirited discussion about the use of all caps, which I eventually deleted. So folks who participated in this, if you are live here in the chat or here on the replay, I didn't feel like it was worthwhile to engage in it because I find that anything that distracts us from moving our sites forward is just not a good use of our time. So I hope that everybody will be respectful to each other in the future. And if comments get out of control, then I just delete them rather than engage in them because who's got time for that? I think, and I watched the flame war go on for a while I was working on content, and I think during the time that the folks who were in this were engaged in this discussion, I posted 2 articles. I reviewed and edited 2 articles and posted them, and I thought, okay, like better use of my time. I think in the old days, I would have watched the comments very carefully, and I would have been really concerned about offending, the subscribers or the viewers are really wanting to engage with the comments and try to soothe everybody's feelings. And in year 4, I'm like, delete, and then went on my business. I'm pretty sure that evening while that was going on, I posted a ton of content, and I didn't feel bad about it at all. I got a lot of stuff done, and I hope that those individuals did also. I really hope that they did not spend their whole evening engaging in commentary about whether or not it's appropriate to use all caps. And for the record, I personally do not care. I don't. I think it's for folks that spend a lot of time on Twitch or on other platforms where where all caps means something. To me, it doesn't bother me at all. So nobody needs to apologize for using all caps, and flame wars about all caps in the comments will probably just get deleted. Luz says, my week with one site was a bit lower, but nothing out of the ordinary. Thank you for letting us know. Chris says, almost went full stigs. Yes, well, that happens sometimes when you're not paying attention. Keith says, I took the caps to mean you're working extra hard. Pete says, are you the cool mom now because you are a YouTuber? I am not the cool mom. In fact, I am the nerdiest, not cool mom there ever was. Chris says, I have been working hard on scaling and hiring, so don't have time for much else. Yep, focusing like the focus for the year. And I feel like I've done a good job. It's almost the end of October, and it's been a really good year. Pete says, but it's winter here, and Burr, it will not be winter in May. That's the problem. So maybe if I was there in December, it would make sense to wear the onesie on stage. But in May, it's like at the end of May is almost summer, almost summertime. Keith says, I'm currently testing a larger font size and the effect on EPMV, testing one side at a time so I can draw some kind of conclusion. Yeah, it seemed like in the last year, people were talking about jumping from the default, which is on a lot of themes like 16 pixels or PX or the size, and then moving it to 18 seemed like a big jump. And now people are talking about going to 20 or 21 or 22. And it just cracks me up that in a year we went from the default to 18 as being a big jump and sort of revolutionary, and now we're talking about in the low 20s and seeing how that plays out for RPM. So I'm curious too how that plays out, Keith. I cannot wait for the video that tells us how it went. John says, I'm in that phase too, the focus phase. I decided to start a couple of larger sites, so I'm looking for writers. Yeah, there's a lot of people are looking for writers right now, and that is a common problem for folks that want to produce a lot of content in a hurry. Sue says, a little buffering, but fine now. All right, so I'm only like 10 minutes behind the comments. Still here, still here. Carl says, oh no, the wife is ringing. Taxi driver service is on the way. Catch you later. And Eric says, just got the notification. Guess I'm late. Don't worry about it. We are happy to see you and hear you and see the comments here in the chat. You have to tell us, how did the week go? What are you working on? Any challenges? Does anybody have challenges for the week, and how did they play out? I would love to know. Keith says he's changing his font size from 18 to 36 and 20 to 40. I really hope that maybe the 36 is a header of some kind rather than the text size. So you'll have to clarify on that for me, Keith. Sue says, don't get your hopes up. It might be pants. I learned in the stream recently that pants means not very good. I had to have somebody explain that to me. Oh, I had to have somebody explain that to me. Ooh, I want to share a win, that is unique to this group, and only you folks who are in the chat and those of you on the replay will appreciate. My my legal site that I started in July is now earning $1 a month in ads. That's right, $1 a month in ad revenue, and I'm thrilled. You can see like the dimples sticking out because I am excited about this, and only us would be excited about earning $1 a month after posting however many articles and putting in however many tens to hundreds of hours, like to make a site that's making $1 a month. You're like, yes, crushing it, just crushing it. Keith says font size and line height. All right, so that's what we know. So we've got the numbers. We're changing the font size and the line height, which is how far out the words are spaced from each other. If I got that right, I think that's what it is. John says, I was going to ask if the sites were for elderly folks. Yes, well, ain't nobody got time for that. Hey, Nora Henning, can you turn it down just a little bit? I got the song. I don't know. Can everybody hear the song in the background? Well, you guys will have to let me know if you can hear it and if it's obnoxious at all. Right now, it sounds okay. Sabina says, "Hi, friends. I will catch you on the replay." And I say, "Hello, woman. I want to shout out you for in the Mika group, disclosing that you did an interview, it sounds like, for your second YouTube channel that you recently started, which is awesome. And it's awesome to hear that you are trying new things, like trying things that are challenging, things that are intimidating. Like that is how you will get better at them and you will get good at them. And it's just amazing." Let's see. Sagar says, "Hello." I say, "What's up?" Sabina says, "My traffic is down, but I'm pretending that that isn't happening." Yeah, I have actually just decided to not look so much and just pay less attention to what is going on the day to day because it prevents me from taking action because I feel depressed when things are not like actively going up. In fact, that's on my list of stuff to mention today is I feel like the Mega site is on a plateau, and so it's been like month on month on month for the last 9 months, like just like going up, 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 up. And this is the first month where it looks pretty flat, especially after a couple months of a lot of growth. And I have been putting a lot of content on the site. So to be doing so much work and then to not see it objectively turn into more money or more traffic, that is demoralizing. And so the solution to that is not to put down the site, it is not to take a break and watch Netflix. The solution is to just look at the stats less and have faith that my strategy and my efforts will turn into something. So I'm just not gonna look as much at the plateauing content and we'll look. Let's see, it's the 20th. So in 10, 11 days, I need to look to make an income report video. And so I'll just try not to look at it too much until then. Jazzy says, "I haven't touched my sites in 3 months and I'm not going to touch them for the rest of Q4. I'm laser focused on crypto right now." And see, that's the thing. That's totally fine. And that's the joy of this business is that you can create these properties. And then if you have other things you need to do, they will still continue to do that work for you to come back and pick them up. Sabina says, "You are all amazing. I concur. I'm so proud to be a part of this group. And I also agree." He says, "Has your daughter asked for her own YouTube channel yet? My kids have." Well, I actually am very protective about the access that my kids have to screens. So I don't think they even realize yet at this point that that's a thing, that individual people can have their own YouTube channels. The only time we really turn on YouTube is if we need to do research on something specific for school or for something out in nature, right? Like, why is this? And then we listen to music. So, no, my kids have not asked about having a YouTube channel, and I hope that they don't understand for a long time that YouTube is a thing. They don't have, Roblox. They don't get to do Minecraft. Like, they are confused at school when people are talking about game specific references that video games are like, I don't know, my mom is really lame. I don't get to play any of those things. I don't have a phone. I don't have any devices of their own. I actually have a Leapfrog tablet from when the kids were like 2 years old, and that's what my daughter is playing with right now. Is I just keep her busy for this 45 minutes to an hour, and then it just has learning games and things on it. Dee says, "Summer in the UK is not all that." Well, I will say that summer in the Pacific Northwest is all that. And I hope that Affiliate Gathering comes over here in the summer sometime in the next couple of years, because then you all can share it with me. Pete says, "All caps is okay, but spelling words out is not acceptable." Yeah, I say if you can communicate adequately in a polite manner what it is that you think, I do not care how it is conveyed. Seriously, as long as you're polite and respectful to everyone else, then who cares? John says, "I use 18 to 20 depending on the site and where my traffic is coming from." See, yeah, I'm pretty sure that most of my stuff is set on 17. I think I actually increased it to 17 recently and felt like I was doing good. And now I need to go back and check everything to see what it is to upgrade it to keep up with the times. Because all of the humans out there on their phones are going to get used to seeing the sites that it's set on 20, and then they're going to land on mine and be like, "Why is it so small?" And I just got to keep up with the Joneses here. Pete says May is still winter and burr in the UK. So when you say burr, like we don't always have the same definition of what it means to be cold or warm. In the UK, people are like dying of heat stroke. Like for us is 80 degrees, and I don't know how that transfers to Celsius, but it's not that hot. So I'm just super curious what burr, like what does that mean? Like what is the temperature? Sue says, yes, I explained what pants meant, and I say thank goodness because I am not very sophisticated. Let's see. I see some people congratulating me for making my first dollar. Man, I am behind in the chat today. I appreciate everybody so much because this stream is so much more enjoyable when everybody is chatty in the chat, which is awesome. I feel like though you're right, like liftoff, a dollar is liftoff, right? Like that's proof of concept. If you could make a dollar, then you could make two. And if I just keep putting in the time, then pretty soon this will be $10 a month and then $20 a month and so on and so forth. So I'm excited and looking forward to that going somewhere. I can hear and see my Facebook Messenger ring-a-linging me, so I'm wondering who's getting after me. And let's see. Eric says, I'm currently focused on scaling up my army of AdSense mini sites and services by cloning existing concepts and with added and rewritten content. So as I understand it, Eric, your strategy is to have these mini sites, but in lots of different languages. And just by having like this army of small sites that are making a little bit here and a little bit there, you're able to create something that's very significant. Is that my understanding of your strategy? D says about my dollar a month sites, the start of something big. You know what? It doesn't even have to be big. It could be medium. It could be modest, just the start of something. Eric says that he's trying out Jarvis for help with new content. Jana says, I tried Jarvis and I use it for intros only. Eric says, Jarvis is only beta for Swedish, so I get some crazy content back. I can imagine. I don't know how they have any ability to adequately like check. Like you have to have native speakers like in there to help. Jada says that Jarvis, she's been using it for 2 months. It's getting better. Saigar says CTR is quite low. Is that normal in month 4? And for me, it is, yes, because if you are getting impressions, but you're not getting clicks because your articles are not on the top of page 1, then yes, it is very common to have a low CTR. I'm actually going to look. Let's see. I'm going to look at my fight site, which is what? July, August, September, October, so almost 4 months old. Let's look and see what is the CTR for the last 3 months. So the CTR is 1.1%, and yours is 0.8% for a brand new site. I mean, it's good to see the purple line for the impressions going up, but it's normal for the CTR to be not that high because, again, your articles are not on the top of page 1. They're somewhere on page 2 or the bottom of page 1 or on page 7. So it's going to be a while before that CTR changes. Eric says, my mini sites are getting away with semi-quality content so far. I hope they will rank though. Me too. Keith said he's got to go, and that was probably 10 minutes ago. Keith, if you catch this later, see you later, my friend. Pete says, Netflix is the answer unless it's a Dave Chappelle comedy special and a bunch of dog called celebs you have never heard of. Yeah, I don't know what any. I don't even know how we got to be talking about Netflix. Jana says, for niches like gardening, Jarvis is great. John says, we encourage our kids to do activities like building with Legos, reading and doing puzzles. They earn screen time up to a couple times a week, and they each have their own tablet. I think that's great. I just keep my kids so busy that there is not usually time to be sitting, looking at a tablet. And then in general, for my older sons who can read, I ask them to read instead. And in most cases, they're happy to do that. And if they don't feel like reading, then there's a house full of toys for them to play with. Eric says, cool, I will try for an English style blog. John says, May is midsummer here. Pete says, $1 means you created something from nothing and now it's making babies. Eric says, sort of, Amelia, just in Swedish so far, but 2 sites tested in Denmark and Norway. So 99% Sweden still, but the CMS I wrote can easily replicate in any country. Sue says, what's your Halloween costume for the stream? And the answer is, I don't know yet. I haven't decided. And It may involve me just sort of appropriating the costumes that my kids have created and made. I'm not honestly sure yet. I can guarantee though that it will be something silly and probably make me look ridiculous, and I will just have to be okay with that. So for the thumbnail, I wish I had more. It's going to be a surprise. I'm not going to tell anybody until I hit stream, like broadcast now. Nobody will know what my costume will be. And I'm going to be curious about, and actually maybe I will try to talk the other gentleman into donating something for in the stream, consult or I don't know what. I haven't even talked to them about it, but making some sort of contest, just for fun, like a costume contest. John says, "Oh yeah, we have 6 kids and we're very active with sports and family outings. I have seen you on Facebook, and yes, you are." Chris says, "Ugh." That's how I always like think of that in my mind when I see that in the chat, like, ugh. I don't know how other people say it or think of it, but he says Jarvis is completely ridiculous. He says, "Do your research, write engaging copy, and use your own damn brain." Let's see. Jarvis is great to get you started. I do agree about that if you're having a tough time getting started, but it is not the end all. And you definitely see in like writing platforms, like I'm using Writer Access, and occasionally someone who is using an article spinner or something for their content will submit something, and you can 100% tell that they did not write the article, that they used something like Jarvis um, to create the article, and it's so awful. It's so awful, and I just don't think there's a substitute for human interaction. I don't know how this is going to play out with Google in the future and how the AI content, like where that is going to go. But for now, it's just not enough to not have a human involved in the content creation. John says that would imply everybody has a brain. Yes, that is quite a wild assumption. Or that people actually use it, also a wild assumption. Jana says that Jarvis is good to get you started if you have writer's block. I hadn't really thought about that. For me, it's definitely easier to edit content when I'm having trouble getting started than it is to write it. So I could see that could be useful. It's just hard for me to imagine spending $100 a month on a tool just for that. But whatever gets you there, like no judgment here. If you whatever is getting you going at this point, I'm okay with. Eric says that he thinks Jarvis is a good complementary tool. Like I said, everybody's opinion, they're welcome to it. There's definitely people on both sides of the AI stuff. Another video that I happened to watch this morning while doing the dishes was our friend Anthony of Tortoise Cashflow. And Anthony, I haven't seen him in the chat yet, but usually he catches these streams on either just while working. He is doing a skyscraper campaign case study, which I find really interesting. There's been a couple of YouTubers in our space recently in the last year who have done these skyscraper campaigns. I think Spencer did one, and Ron may have been doing one, and I think Doug may have been doing one, but I'm curious to see how that plays out and how much it ends up costing him in the end. I think he's on a plan that's like $700 or $800 a month, and is going to be on it for 12 months. And right now his site has a DA of maybe 7 or 8. And so to see, okay, what sort of links will he get? And will it end up being like cost effective? And let's say the DA increases, like how does the value of the site increase over time along with it? Because, in the end, it doesn't matter what strength your site has if it's not actually earning you money. So I'm really curious about it. I'm going to be following that one really very closely. I see movement over there. The child is doing something, so I'm just keeping an eye on that. What she's got over there is like a giant pile, like a pillow pile with a bunch of blankets and things, and she's currently jumping into it, which is what I wish I was doing this minute. Eric says MS Word is just a tool some people use. Totally agree. Totes agree. You say that some people say, oh, well, you need to be scratching it out by hand Yeah, I can see that you're getting antsy. Let's see, grammar and spell check tools. Also agree. John wants to know, it says, Chris, how is your DIY skyscraper campaign going along? I think Chris has been talking a bit about this in his income reports, and hopefully his next income report will also talk about it, but I do think it is fun. Pete says, your brain is a useful too and also free. And then Chris says, sorry for starting a fight. Hey, I don't mind fights in the chat as long as they're respectful. That's all. Like, we don't have to agree. That is totally fine. So far, the fight in the chat is people respectfully stating their opinion, and then other people respectfully stating their opinion with no, like, no, like, just like fighting words. I can't think of the word right now for it because my daughter is jumping on the bed over there. It's the mom life is real this minute. Jada says, I agree, it's not an either or situation, whatever makes you more productive. He says, no worries, Chris, this is not a fight, right? Like, is this a fight? It's hard to say what's going on in the chat right now because you can't get emotions along with the argument. It just looks like words. Too many tools become shiny object syndrome. Can be dangerous. Next Gen, thank you for dropping in and distracting us from what is a friendly argument about the value of Jarvis in blogging as Jarvis becomes a more widely used tool in our community and for various purposes and reasons. So thank you for dropping in and giving me a reason to be distracted. As for my to-dos, folks, and looking at the antsy child I have bouncing on the bed right now next to me, I will probably get ready to head out though. So I'm sorry you caught me at the end. You'll have to go and catch the replay. But for all the folks that are in the chat today who made this an enjoyable experience, Pete and Jana and Eric and Chris and John and Keith, who was here earlier, and Carl, who was here earlier, and Sagar, and so many people that I cannot even get to them all. Thank you so very much for being here and for supporting me. And next week is the Halloween special. And you'll have to look as YouTube sends out the notifications to see what sort of thumbnail Sue comes up with, because so far she was the only one who said that she might create me something ridiculous. Otherwise, it will have to be my ridiculous thumbnail. Honey, you can see yourself. All right, everybody. Hey, Nora, come here. Just come here and say hi. You want to say hi really quick? Come here. You can stick your head up really quick. Yeah, just stick your head up. You want to come up here? Right, so you can see your little face. Yeah, you look up at the right up there. Look up there. See, they can see your face now. All right, take care, everybody. I'll see you for the Halloween stream next week on Wednesday, same time, same all of the things, but wearing costume. All right, take care, everyone.